write down what I'm saying and repeat it till you feel you don't need it anymore. Because there's nothing beyond this. The world that you are worried about, the world that bothers you, the death, the sorrow that you want to avoid, nothing belongs to you. They all belong to the mind, which you are not. And what is mind? It's a myth. Mind is a myth. Why it is a myth? Do you have the same opinion about something or somebody what you had 5 minutes before? It goes on changing. It goes on. Therefore, it's a myth because it's not there even 5-10 minutes. Even 5-10 minutes, it is not there. It's pure myth, mind. To explain this, mind is a myth, number one. Number two, the entire world of death and sorrow belongs to the mind. I will give you a fantastic proof. Firstly, before I go into the last, what we are worried about is death and sorrow. Harsha is cursing. I have been hearing this man for 13 years. He only starts like this. Can I change the subject? That's what the Upanishads are talking. That is what Brhadaranyaka is talking. The God in Brhadaranyaka is death and sorrow. What do you want me to do? The God in Brhadaranyaka is death and sorrow. Is death and sorrow, it's good for him because he is dead to you. No, he himself undergoes death and hunger. And you are praying to God to remove your death and hunger, who himself is subject to death and hunger. Who himself is, and you are praying to him. Right? And has anybody experienced their death? If they've experienced, they are not dead. Nobody has experienced. And according to science, what you don't experience doesn't exist. That's science. If you can't experience something, it doesn't exist. Oh, I see somebody died. That's your opinion. The person there walked out and changed his house. He walked out and changed his house because this is old. You understand? Inade Chinnade Evidi is very interesting in where the Varagadam. Right? You want to spend your weekends with the Chinnavidu. Right? So, death itself is not experienced by any one of us. And what others think as death is seeing the body is not able to move. True. That which was moving in the body has left. That doesn't mean that is dead. It is just found this house is useless. Went to another house. Went to another house. Death is not there. Sorrow. In sleep, what happens to all your sorrows? Not there. Why? Mind is not there. So sorrows belong to the mind. Why are you worried? If you are going to see, I am hearing him for the last 15 years, same topic, same thing. And somebody who has been hearing me from 1983, no, I started my class at 63 itself. 83 more active. Okay, 83 which come. For the last 40 years, they will also say same thing. Uncle's class, I know what he will talk. Right? If you're going to say that, have these two problems left you? If they've not left you, I will not leave you without these problems. If they've left you, I don't have to. You talk, I will listen. I think it's Anthony D. Mello or something like that. Anthony, Prayer of the Frog. Yes. First, you go on talking, God listens. Then he goes on talking, you listen. Then both stop talking. True. All our prayers, you go on talking, he listens. Then he goes on giving you, you listen. Then both feel these are all useless. Right? So, all our life, the most intelligent people, the topic is of something that doesn't exist. Death and sorrow. You should ask me, so you are not worried about death? You are not worried about sorrow? You have no agitations? In all our students, my students, about few hundreds, if there is one man who worries maximum, it is Mr. Hemu. He doesn't need a reason to worry. Worry personification. I have to listen to lectures from my nephews. Just now also when I was coming, I was telling him something. He said, you should have faith. I have to listen to him. Right? You should have faith. Then why? What right have you got to teach us? I know it is there, but I also know it doesn't belong to me. I also know this mind makes mischief. On one side, I allow it to trouble me. On another side, I watch it. I enjoy its joke. I watch it and enjoy its joke. While going through the sorrow, agitations, never for a second I could be deceived that that is true. That's all you have to come. You cannot get rid of the so-called death or sorrow. The so-called death or sorrow. Your mind also. All that you have to come to see is, it's myth, it is mine, it's not me. It's myth, it's mine, not me. All three are M's. M's. Maya is also M. And all the three mothers, Ma only Sanskrit. Lakshmi is also Ma, Saraswati is also Ma, Durga is also Ma. So therefore, you have to only, what I am talking now, either make a note in the book or in this thing, till you are convinced that is true. You have to go on thinking only that. No point in reading 36 Upanishads, right? 12 Bhashyas for Gita, Brahma Sutram. I don't know those Bhashyakaras Brahma Sutram, other than Shankara. All are, they give the name of their wives. Ratna Prabha, Parimala. Right? Because They say without their sacrifice, we wouldn't have returned. Right? Without their sacrifice, we wouldn't have returned. So they gave the names. Right? I have read all of them. And not only that, all the three acharyas, in Sanskrit, in logic, Shri Bhashya excels. I could say something because not like favorite one. Shri Bhashya is Ramanuja. I believe it's Sanskrit beauty and this thing is very beautiful. I read all that. Right? Okay. Then please give me some clues. Because I am always scared of death, especially 84. Right? And insecurity, personification of insecurity. So please give me some clues. Oh, that will come in sadhana. That will come in sadhana. You have to meditate. What is sadhana? What is meditation? He will again quote, which he neither understands nor I understand. Our Bhagavata doesn't confuse you. What is samadhi? Anya rupan hitva swaswarupena samsthitihi. Rejecting all other forms, staying in our own self is samadhi. Where is confusion? Where is confusion? In Swaswarupa, is there death? In Swaswarupa, is there sorrow? Then what's your problem? You are not staying there. Is somebody pulled you out of that? No. You allow yourself to be pulled out because you like masala vadai. Simple. You like masala vadai, you allow to pull yourself. A man who has no desire, no vasanas, nothing to gain from this world is not afraid of death. You are afraid of death because you think you are going to miss something. You are going to miss something. And that's the mistake you did. What is there in this world other than sorrow? What you will miss is sorrow. What you will miss is sorrow. So somebody is complaining, this is the 6th class, you are talking the same thing. I can't help it. I will not change also. You are not interested, don't come to class. I only want one person for there to stay, not for that person to hear. I need somebody to talk. So all that you have to know is your death, your sorrow belong to the mind, which is a myth. Which is a myth. You can stay in your own being, which you experience in sleep. Try to do that in waking. State of sleeping and waking is called samadhi. State of sleeping, waking is called samadhi. Samadhi is not having no thoughts. That word itself mistaken. Samadhihi. Dhi means thoughts. So there are thoughts, but you see the sama and the dhi. That's called samadhi. Sukh mein bhi hai Ram. Dukh mein bhi hai Ram. Janma mein bhi hai Ram. Mrityu mein bhi hai Ram. राम को देखो, जन्म नहीं, मृत्यु नहीं, सुख नहीं, दुख नहीं, और क्या है? आनंदमय. That is why Ram, Ramate, iti Ramaha. you miss Ram, then you were kidnapped by Ravana. Ravana has not kidnapped Sita for nothing. For a second, her attraction went to the deer, and it costed dear to her. Right? Ravana otherwise could not have kidnapped her. She allowed. Why did she allow? Amma. Because previous life she has taken vow, I will be the cause of your death. Vedavalli. Vedavati or Vedavalli. In previous life. She cursed him. Right? And therefore all the drama goes. So here there is a very important message. All of us are having guilt. I did this, I should have not done that. Please understand, all your mistakes are part of the cosmic scheme. All your mistakes are part of this cosmic scheme. After that, what to worry? I have nothing to worry. That's worry. All your mistakes is cosmic scheme. That's how you evolve. Can a child walk without falling? Can a child talk without faltering? Faltering is part of speech. Falling is part of walking. And you say, I did this mistake. You never did it. It was necessary. It was necessary. Right? So you go on thinking of that. And now I told you, I have a very interesting thing to tell you, how this is all mind. Pralayas, there are 4 pralayas. Nitya pralaya, daily pralaya for all of us when you sleep. What happened in that sleep? Mind disappeared. So what is Nitya pralaya? Mind disappearing. Naimittika pralaya. Naimittika pralaya. That is when Brahmaji's night comes, he sleeps. So his mind disappeared because he is sleeping, total mind. Total mind is sleeping, right? His mind disappeared. So Naimittika pralaya. Prakritika pralaya. That is the pralaya comes after 100 years of Brahmaji. For him, every day there is a pralaya, Naimittika pralaya. Like that 100 years, after that Prakritika pralaya. At that time what happens? He merges with his origin. What is he? Total mind and intellect. Merges with the origin. Listen, it's just thrill and enjoyment, these logics. Right? He merges with his origin. Like in your sleep, your mind merges. He himself merges the total mind intellect with his origin. And when the total mind and intellect merges, all minds have merged with that. Therefore, there is no world. So Nitya, mind. Naimittika, mind. Prakritika, mind. Now, Atyantika, all of us, because these 3, yes, slight doubt can come, somebody has to explain. Atyantika pralaya, the way in which Shastra explains, doubt at all cannot come. Especially my favorite Bhagavata. If you want to understand most complex concepts, read Bhagavata. Right? So Atyantika pralaya is when the ego dies. When the ego dies. That means what? Again, mind gone. Ego is mind only. So what are all the pralayas? Mind. Can there be pralaya without creation? Therefore, what is creation? Mind. Creation is mind. Pralaya is mind. In between, whatever happens is mind. Why don't you mind your business? Why are you interfering with that mind? Hmm? Hmm? So it's all mind. And you are not the mind because it is detached in sleep. If you are that, the subject, you can never detach from yourself. Something what can be detached is the object and a possession of yours. Mind is your object and it's a possession. Object and possessions have to change. Otherwise, there cannot be utility. Utility cannot be there without change. Change is death. Change is pain. You want to live in a transactional world, do not have change. Do not have change. Then best become Ahalya. Become a stone and meditate. So now there is something more interesting. Enjoy this because we don't think about this. We just hear and think we have heard them. Enjoy these jokes. The one who contemplates on Hiranyagarbha. See, all of you are having enough background to point out if I am going wrong. Especially these three have enough background. Right? So you can point out. So now, the one who contemplates on Hiranyagarbha becomes Hiranyagarbha. That's what Brhadaranyaka says. And Hiranyagarbha, when he contemplates, he ends in Brahman. Is it happening every Brahma's night? Or it is happening every day, somebody getting enlightenment? It's happening every day. Somebody is getting enlightened. Some Hiranyagarbha day are merged in Brahman every day. You understand? So therefore, Hiranyagarbha itself is not what you imagine. There is a Brahmaji sitting on a lotus with 4 heads. Each of us or whatever you identify with. You are the Jiva, you are the Ishvara, you are the Brahman, you are the Hiranyagarbha. You understand? So when you, from stone to plant to human, move on in evolution, from individuality to totality, you have identified. And then see the reality of the totality is that Brahman. You have ended Hiranyagarbha. Jiva has ended. Ishvara has ended. Individuality to totality to reality. Individuality, Jiva, totality, Ishvara, reality, Brahman, Tattvamasi. Right? You have ended. So, Hiranyagarbha is ending every day. It's not once. So, why did they say this? That is for you to contemplate, number one. Number two, that's one. Number two, the same Brahman, this one Hiranyagarbha has gone, but he goes on monitoring the total minds, and that Brahman monitoring the total minds. That Hiranyagarbha stays till a particular time, till a particular time when these all have to merge in him as they are, they are, and the next creation they come back. That is also a concept. Everything merges when you withdraw. Every night, every morning you start creating. And when your mind merges, everything merges. So when my mind merges, when I get jnana, there won't be world. Next question. You should ask. You are not asking. I have to ask question and answer myself. So when you get enlightenment, the world merged in you, there is no world, then tomorrow morning, I don't have to pay the bank, I don't have to pay my customers, because everybody is gone. Is that so? Is the non-duality of water, because the wave is dead, the bubble is dead, the ocean has dried up. Is that so? No. Non-duality of water is in spite of the wave, in spite of the bubble, in spite of the water. See, the non-duality of truth, the essence me, the non-duality of the truth, the essence me, is in spite of duality. What is this duality? It's my nature to project, like the water projects as the ocean, wave and bubble. It's my nature. Therefore, Gaudapada and Mandukya says, there is no creation, there is no dissolution, there is no Maya. He doesn't even accept Maya. All this world of names and forms are his nature. It is natural to him to project, to withdraw. There is no creation at all. To project and to withdraw. Like the ocean. Like the ocean. All this is said. One man heard Ramayana for 40 days from one of the greatest speakers. After that, he goes to him, sir, beautiful, sir. But, sir, I only have one doubt. Whether Rama is Rakshasa or Ravana is Rakshasa. He said, why Rama is Rakshasa? He is born to Dasaratha. Why Ravana is Rakshasa? He is Purastya Brahma's descendant. I am Rakshasa who taught you Ramayana. Right? Like that, all this is okay, sir. But that but will not. That but will not leave. Why? I am struggling. In spite of getting negative comments, I am going on talking the same thing 7th, 6th week also without taking the text. I don't care. I am struggling to make you understand it's in your hands. It's not a miracle that will happen, realization. You have to work on your mind. What to work on your mind? To know it doesn't belong to you and to detach. That's called working on the mind. Any other sadhana, you are only strengthening it. That's the secret of anybody goes before Wali, his strength goes. Because you work on the mind becomes stronger. It has to be done with a clue. What is a clue? Turn the attention of the mind to Rama. Then you can eliminate the turbulent mind Wali. Right? Okay. Thank God. It stopped. I never get phones, so I don't put in silent modes because I don't get phones. If I put, I will forget to again this thing. And today some phone came, but it's very decent. Anyway. So You have to work on your mind. What is working on the mind? If you work on the mind, it becomes stronger, double. Working on the mind is to know that mind is your object, number one. Number two, mind is a myth. Number three, mind is a tool for you to use. It's beautiful, God-given, but you are misusing it. Like anything misused, you have to pay the price for it. You miss your freedom, you have to pay the price for it. You misuse electricity, you have to pay the price for it. Mind is beautiful, given to you by God. Right? If the mind turns outwards, it experiences nothing but death. It turns inside to its own source. There is nothing but immortality. What is mind? Consciousness plus object. Gurudev beautifully explains. There is an object. There is an object. You are not conscious of it. There is no thought. There is no thought. There is an object. You are not. There is an object. You are not conscious. Because you don't know it is there. Here it is there, but you don't see. Again, there is no thought. There is consciousness, but there is no object. There is no thought. So what is a thought? Consciousness plus object is a thought. Consciousness plus flow of thoughts is mind. So consciousness identifying with various objects is the mind. Okay? So you turn your attention outside, you experience objects. Since they change, it is death. All of you, even experts, people who listen, have to listen to this talk 3-4 times. Right? Gurudev, even before I went to Siddhabari, is high mood. There, this time he is going to suck me out in. This time I'm sure he will suck me in. Okay. So, consciousness plus objects. Objects by nature are changing and death. Because what is an object? An object is something bound by space. Otherwise, there is no object. Anything bound by space is death because limited. Limited. So consciousness plus objects is forms. Forms is death. That's why Brhadaranyaka goes on emphasizing this world is nothing but three: name, form, and action. All are myth. Name and form are myth. Action belongs to this mythical name and form. They are all myth. So objects, because they are bound by space, they are finite, death. Consciousness never dies because that is existence. Existence is uninterrupted and existence is life. If you exist, you have life. If you have life, it should exist. They are not two different things. Existence and awareness is life. That's consciousness. That is the original mind. Consciousness plus object. So when the thought comes, consciousness plus object. You want to experience consciousness, object minus the thought minus the object. Thought minus the object. Thought minus the object is consciousness. How to do thought minus object? Don't do anything. Make the consciousness itself as an object to the mind. Turn the mind to its source. That is, it's trying to now objectify the consciousness. Then what happens? There is no other object other than the consciousness in the mind. It merges into it. So what do you do to the mind to eliminate the mind? See to its source. See to its source. I am agitated. Beautiful. God's love. Without the agitation, how will you see the consciousness? See where the agitation rises. Yatova yamana bhutana jayanti yena jatana jivanti yat prayat abhivishanti. That's one of the greatest clues for Atma, from where everything rises, in where everything stays, into which where everything merges. In sleep, everything merges in you. On getting up, everything starts from there. And during the waking, everything is supported by that conscious. How do you say, I don't know that? How do you say, I don't know that? Without the consciousness, can you say? I don't know is a thought supported by consciousness. So when you say, I don't know, the simple meaning is, I don't want to know, because the moment I know consciousness, I have to leave all this world I don't like. A lot of people, that's not for us. Why they don't want to leave? They don't want to leave. Right? So now what did you understand? Jiva is a concept. Hiranyagarbha is a concept. Ishvara is a concept. And all concepts are in reality nothing but Brahman. Concepts change, but Brahman doesn't change. Relatively, Hiranyagarbha also doesn't change. Therefore, the essence of even the changing Hiranyagarbha and his ancillaries, the mind and all that forms, is consciousness, the reality. That is why it says, contemplate, you will get it. That is why contemplate, you will get it. How to contemplate, I don't know. That's why I said you just start somewhere, Bhaiya. Start somewhere. You assume a horse. Start somewhere. You don't have to exactly understand what the text says. It is God's will. I thought at least today I will finish the Ashwamedha. It's God's will. Right? Start somewhere. Ashwa. Of all things, why Ashwa? I told you some reasons, but there is a greater reason than all that. Yajnavalkya was thrown out of his teacher's class because his teacher asked to give feedback. Some of them blabbered. Yajnavalkya laughed. Teacher said, you are so arrogant. Come on, vomit all that I have given you. He vomited and then said all the other, you now become titiri and go and eat what he has vomited. Can that be a curse? A teacher who knows this and suggests to others? No. This man knows so much. Now he says, you give it to others. You know so much. You give it to others. It's not a curse. But saying simply, it doesn't strike in your mind. You need some scandal. You need some negative thing for you to stay in the mind. So they put things like this. Teacher scolded. And this thing. And now once you start telling a lie, the lie should continue. Right? For some time. And then what Yajnavalkya did, he left the teacher and did Upasana to Surya Bhagavan. Who is Surya Bhagavan? One of the expressions of Brahman as Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha are many. Any common energy, cosmic energy, serving a common purpose is a Hiranyagarbha. Right? He did Upasana to sun god. Imam Vivaswatam Yogam Proktavan aham avyayam. Bhagavan himself says in Gita, I taught this first to Surya Bhagavan. Surya Bhagavan. Right? And so Surya Bhagavan comes. Surya Bhagavan cannot come to straight like that. You will be burnt, earth will be burnt. So he takes the form of a horse and comes and teaches. Vaji. So he likes his guru, Vaji. So there are so many Hiranyagarbhas. And he is going to do all of them. It's not that because he likes his guru, he will do only Ashwa and stop. He will do everything that you think of this thing. But he wanted to start with his guru, Ashwa. Right? Any Ashwa is no good. It is good for meat. But that Ashwa should be Medhyam, should be fit to be offered to God. Medhyam means that. That's why the opposite of it is Amedhyam. Right? Kausalya is wondering, with 5% of Sanskrit knowledge, this man is bluffing so much. அது என்ன பண்றது? கடவுளுடைய அனுகிரகம். Right? Ashwamedha. So he starts with Ashwa. Too difficult and complex because for contemplation, you need similarities. You need similarities. Have you ever tasted gulab jamun? You say no. Ayyo. Gulab jamun is like kara kolambu. How will you contemplate? How will you contemplate? There should be some similarities. So now Ashwa, every part he gives similarity. Every part he gives for contemplation. Right? Every part similar, but then only you can contemplate. Now he gives these similarities. Too many I have to remember. Not necessary. Because these various things was conceived by Yajnavalkya in his mind. Therefore, they are not absolute either. He can change. And 100 people reading the same, this thing will give you 5,000 interpretation. 100 people, 5,000 interpretation. So how to ascertain this is only this? Is only this. Usha, Siraha. Head is Usha. Prustam Dauhu. How to ascertain? Different people give different meanings. You don't worry. The whole thing is not meant for you to arrive at a conclusion. The whole thing is meant for you to start getting involved in contemplation. In involvement in contemplation, without your knowledge, you will come to land on consciousness. Therefore, do not worry about the text. Do not worry about the similarities. Do not try to memorize them. Do not try to argue on them. They are just aids. They are just aids. Do not waste your time on trying to argue on them. Just aids. Okay. So therefore, these similarities have been given, which we'll see. Before that time Yajnavalkya was in love with his guru, so he started Ashwa. But there are simpler examples in this book itself. Fire, you can see clearly and meditate. Vayu, you can feel clearly and meditate. Sun, that also comes separately. You can see and meditate. Right? Purusha, yourself. That also comes. Purusha Vidha, Brahmana. Vimalaji is taking in CF. Purusha Vidha, Brahmana. On yourself. Purusha Suktam. Your head is this and all that. Somebody asked, I don't have a head, what to do? I said, you have a head, there's nothing in the head. Okay. You see yourself and this thing. Otherwise, same concept, simpler thing is Ashwatha tree in Kato and 15th. Is one of the slokas which goes on chanting in here. Nirmana moha jita sanga dosha adhyatma nitya vinivrutta kama dvandvair vimukta sukha dukkha sangai gachyantya mudha padma vyayam tat. Take Ashwatha, it's simpler. It is simpler. So you can take anything. You can take a stone. You invoke Pillayar in that. And then what is Pillayar? He is Brahman. Brahman. What is Brahman? Where the whole world is there. What is the world? See all details in him. Romba simple. Take a stone, invoke Pillayar. Pillayar is Brahman or Brahma Hiranyagarbha. What is Hiranyagarbha? Where all the world is there. See all the world in that stone. It works. It works. And then, as you contemplate, suddenly it will come. All this is my mind, I am imagining. True, the whole world is your mind, you are imagining. And when you say it's my mind, I am imagining, you have unconsciously said you are different from the mind. You have unconsciously said you are different from the mind. And please see who is this I. Please see who is this I. And then he sees and says in Brhadaranyaka, Ham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman. The Mahavakya comes in this. Aham Brahmasmi. Right? So that is the Ashwamedha Upasana's basics. You've been telling this last 6 weeks the same thing. But I did not see anybody disappearing from the class. Therefore, they still want it. So I have to repeat. Otherwise, they would have disappeared. Now let me at least start the text today. 1:1. என்னம்மா இது பாரு அங்க அஸ்வமேதா நிறைய கலர்ஸ் வந்துச்சு. Multiplicity has come in that. Sorry, I think I can damage. Right? You cannot listen. I think I can manage. Ukar. Pakla. Abdana Nane Potra. Nipoma. Nipo, Nukandra. Usha va Ashwasya Medjisya Shiraha. Right? Ashwasya Medjisya Shiraha. Who? Usha. What happens to Gopal? Yeah, வேண்டியதில்லை மேனேஜ் பண்ணலாம். See, Usha is the head. Why? Horse head is dawn. Why? Both starting points. Head is the starting point. Dawn is the starting point. Starting point of what is dawn? Head of horse I can understand. Starting point of what is dawn? Dawn, starting point of day. Why is that to be brought here? Because Hiranyagarbha is the creator of everything, Brahmaji, and all creation starts with time. Therefore, this Ashwa itself is said, its body to be time, samvatsara. The body of Ashwa is samvatsara because that is the essence. Everything starts with time. And therefore, Ushavai Siraha. Right? Similarity should be there. That's why, Ushavai Siraha, Ashwasya of this horse, Medyasya, fit to be sacrificed. Suryaha Chakchuhu. His eyes are the sun, because he is the presiding deity of the sun. Without sun's energy, your eyes cannot see. Complete zero vitamin D, your eyes cannot see. You yourself won't be there. Because whole world is his energy. Right? Whole world is his energy. Why only to eye? Gurudev explains all this beautifully. Of all your body, you have to give up something. They say you may agree for the feet and then leg, if unavoidable, then hand and all that. As far as possible, they would like to avoid the eye. And therefore, it's important. And seeing, light, seeing. Surya Bhagavan is light with which you can see. Therefore, he is the presiding deity of the eye. Suryaha Chakchuhu of this Hiranyagarbha. Vataha Pranaha. Air is prana. Prana is different. Air is different. Air is different. Prana is different. You want air? You go to a petrol bunk. I can give you address of my brothers. You get air, but you don't get prana. You don't get prana. Air is different. Prana is different. Na pranena, na apanena, matyaha jivati kaschana. Itarena tu jivati. Etasmin etau upasritaha. Etasmin, that consciousness on which this prana and apana are dependent. Right? So prana is different. Vyata Vyaptam Agnihi Vaishwanaraha. Vyaptam open the mouth. Agnihi, fire. Vaishwanaraha. Because he is the presiding deity of fire, of the mouth, right? That's why fiery speech. And Swamiji says, in South India, people shout because a lot of heat. In Europe and all that, they don't talk much because heat is less. Right? Fiery speech. See how they have said, it's not one. You will see another thing. He said about tongue, Vyaptanam, speech firing. என்ன பாயிருக்கு சூடா இதுக்கு சூடா கேக்குறீங்க சூடா தான் டேஸ்ட் so taste also goes with agni both speech and taste go with agni vyaptanam the mouth opened up. Right? Vaishwanaraha. There are various names of fire. Vaishwanaraha is the Agni in the whole body, 98.4 degrees. Right? Vaishwanaraha. And the Viratji also is the main energy point. Vaishwanaraha. When I come to the 2-1, I'm going to ask Shankar to talk on Agni, because he's done research on Rigveda, Agni Mele. He will talk on that. Agni has several forms. One of the forms is in you, the Vaishwanara. Samvatsara Atma. 1 year is its body. Atma here is body. Atma is everything. Mind is Atma. Body is Atma. Intellect is Atma. Right? Why? How can mind, body, intellect, all can be consciousness self? Is there anything other than consciousness? Therefore, all are Atma only. How you see, that is that Atma. Here Atma is body. Body is Samvatsara, means time. The body of this universe, Virata Purusha, Hiranyagarbha, is time. Enama time achi? Nampatuk pesite. Parang. 8. Next class. What else to do? Several people are cursing me. What can I do? We meet on 7th. We meet on, I promise you, on 7th, I won't start with the introduction, start straight with the text. Why is it a concession to you? No. 12 days I am there, I would have forgotten the whole thing. To talk with the text is easy for me. So I start with the text on the 12th. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudchite Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah Hari Om. Thank you all. God bless you all.
Thank you, Uncle. Namaste.
Hari Om. Thank you, Uncle. Thank you, sir.
Hari Om, all of you. Hari Om.